go. Roy Midway Church, like I said, it's going to probably cross 95 right around Highway 1. This is still for a bit longer, though. Like, this is still for a bit longer. About 10 more minutes, we have that tornado warning in place. Let's zoom this back in for you one more time. But like I said, if you are under this tornado warning, get to your safe place. Make sure you're away from the windows. If you have any friends or families here, maybe south of Hastings, be ready for this. Actually, I should say longer than 10 minutes. We're still in this till 2:15 p.m. That is when this tornado warning does expire here across south central St. Johns County and over towards east central Putnam County. It's moving out Putnam over towards St. Johns County, moving just towards the southeast of Palatka and south of Hastings. Let's take another look at that radar. I'm going to keep on showing you guys this information so you get a good idea of where this is. If you're just tuning in here on First Coast News here on ABC, we have a tornado warning in place until 2:15 p.m. This is located just towards the south of Hastings, actually starting to move away from Palatka, right along Roy Road there. We'll likely be crossing Highway 1 and over towards 95. Give it about 15 to 20 minutes, but you can still see very decent rotation, that couplet right in there based on velocity radar. Now, once again, what this is, it's basically the radar looking out. It's giving you an idea of what the winds are inside the cloud, right? So we have those winds coming and going. This is telling me, as I look at this and start to analyze it, the winds are moving away from the radar and going towards the radar. What does that mean? There's rotation in the cloud. So there has been no confirmed tornado on the ground just yet, according to the National Weather Service, but the radar for sure does indicate we have enough rotation in there for that to possibly produce a tornado as it moves off there towards the east. And you can see in the bottom of your screen, tornado warning for St. Johns and Putnam County until 2:15 p.m. As I was mentioning just a moment ago as well, this is still moving off towards the east there. It is in a very wooded area, all right? Also likely going to be rain wrapped. And whenever we're talking about that, it means it's going to be hard to spot if we do have a tornado on the ground. If we do, that means it could sneak up on you pretty quickly here. I mean, this is moving all along at a decent pace. And if we got something like that, you don't want to be outside. You don't want to be looking up at the sky. You don't want to be thinking, oh, where is this? Because it could sneak up on you. And I don't want anybody watching this to be hurt if we do have that. And even if we don't, let's say that, this is still producing some pretty significant gusty winds out ahead of it as it runs through this area out there towards Midway Church. So you got any friends or anybody maybe driving along 95 heading south of Jacksonville? This storm is also going to be crossing over to you. What I can tell you though, based on this radar signature right now, it is continuing to get just a bit more elongated. Just a few minutes ago, this was pretty tight, and you can see how it's kind of spreading out just a little bit. That could be good news, just based on what I'm looking at right now. Instead of being extremely tight here and with that signature, that couplet right on top of each other, could be spreading out a little bit. So I'm going to continue to check with the National Weather Service, see what they're saying, but they're saying that there is the tornado rotation very close to St. Johns Flagler County line that's still in place till 2:15 a.m. All right, so something new just came in here. Radar indicated, that's still till 2:15. Still moving east at 28 miles per hour. I'm just continuing to check in with the chat with the National Weather Service. So just bouncing back and forth with here. I want to make sure I give you guys the latest, the newest information on this as it continues to track towards the east. I know if you're in Jacksonville, yeah, let's pull back the picture really quick here. Maybe you're out here in Jacksonville and you're thinking, okay, where is this? It's not, well, it's still towards your south. This is not going to impact the metro area. Likely going to stay well south of St. Augustine. This is south of Hastings. Moving up there towards Highway 13, Gopher Ridge, extending around County Road 204, and then eventually we'll cross Highway 1 and 95. And you can kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about here, where that cloud cover, where that storm system is. So let's take one more look at the warning. Let's zoom it right in here for you. I'm kind of bouncing back and forth. That's why I'm not on the screen right now. I'm running a computer just off to the side. If you're just tuning in here to First Coast News, we do have a tornado warning in place. Currently, it is south of Hastings, just moving over towards Yelvington, south of Bird. This is in place till 2:15 p.m. It has been radar indicated, so we don't have confirmed reports of a tornado on the ground, but I'll show you in just a second. Do have velocity, so the cloud is indicating rotation. So that tells us that there is a possibility of a tornado. So if you're anywhere in this polygon, you have any friends, maybe you got family, maybe you got, extended family lives out in this area south of Jacksonville, give them a shout. Make sure they know that there is this threat of a tornado coming towards them. Moving up Highway 13, and like I said, eventually it's going to cross over towards Highway 1 around Midway Church and 95 here. That will be for about another 20 minutes. So you got a little bit of time, but Yelvington currently being impacted. Actually, let's zoom right in. This is just moving over through, you got kind of a suburban sprawl right in here too. So this is definitely some pretty decent impacts that could be taking place with these gusty winds. Let's tighten it up. Here we go. Let's tighten this up right over Roy, Yelvington, moving it right in. If you have any friends out here in any of this community, I mean, you definitely want to give them a shout. If you're watching from here, be prepared. Head inside, get to your safe place. That's the key thing, because it's definitely going to be moving through here in the next few moments off there towards the north and east. Taking a look at this, though, that's that tight rotation I've been talking about here with that couplet as it moves off towards the north-northeast. There it is. Once again, this is a radar indicated tornado warning until in place till 2:15 p.m. You have that rotation, the coming and going on radar. So the wind is flowing in that circular pattern right in there. That's what that tornado warning is. Just showing you, I know this is pretty wooded out here, but there's also plenty of homes located in this area too. If you got anybody right here just towards east of Palatka, if you're watching from that area, get to your safe place, get inside, away from windows, preferably somewhere that has a lot of piping. That's why we often say, go to a bathroom, because piping is typically enforced into the concrete with your home. It's into the ground, it's into the foundation. So even if your home is hit by some serious winds here, that should help keep you safe. So that's definitely something I would advise. I mean, if I was right here with my family here right now, I would be getting inside. I definitely would be getting away from windows and getting somewhere safe at this time. So, we're still looking at that rotation right there indicated on radar. Let me take a look at the latest update from the National Weather Service. Still in place till 2:15 p.m. Running up Roy here. We got Division Street, Jonathan Street, just out ahead of that center of rotation. Palatka Boulevard as well. That's where you're going to be seeing this move overhead here in just the next few minutes. Let's pull back the picture just a little bit, though. We do have still kind of this broad rotation. So, this is where I believe this is where the National Weather Service is looking at right there. But with that broad rotation, we're still looking at gusty winds even back towards the north as well. So even if you're not right under where I'm showing this broad rotation, that center of that circulation right in there, even just a well with them ahead of it and off towards the northeast, there's still going to be some very windy conditions and even the potential of you seeing a funnel cloud there as well. So let's go ahead. Let's pull up that tornado warning one more time here. All right, located just towards the south of Hastings. There's where that center of circulation is. Like I mentioned, it is moving here just north of Division Street, east of Yelvington, there on Palatka Boulevard. That's where we got those winds moving through this suburban sprawl right in here. There's plenty of homes. We're talking about homes wedged in within trees as well. So when we're talking about this, we're talking about a fast-moving system, gusty conditions. And look at this. This is bringing up a lot of rain. Let's take a look at the rain right now. I'll get back to the velocity and where this is in just a second. But let's look at the rain. 1 to 2 inches per hour. You can see that in the top left of the screen there. What that tells me is that this is producing some reduce in the visibility. So if we get reduced in visibility, we get that threat of just this kind of rain shrouded, and you won't be able to see it coming. So this is why I'm saying if you're out ahead of this, definitely want to get to your safe place now. All right, let's take one more look at that velocity. There's that couplet, that rotation right in there as this moved off towards the east, northeast. All right, going to continue to track this though. We'll be heading back to NB, or excuse me, one second. All right, continuing to track this, move off and towards the east, right? Let's zoom back in there. Roy. We're staying here with you guys. I'm sorry, I'm just getting some stuff in my ears. I'm trying to do 5 things at once here. So I'm trying to give you the latest information as well. I want to keep you guys safe. So if you are watching here on ABC, definitely want to keep you safe. And that's why we're going to continue to cut in and keep you guys updated here as this moves up here towards Division Street, Palatka Boulevard there, just towards the south of Bird. That's where you got that rotation in place at this time. All right, so let's talk about this. If you're just tuning in, we have a tornado warning in place until 2:15 p.m. here along St. Johns County in Putnam County, just south of Hastings. This is radar indicated at this time. We don't have a confirmed tornado on the ground, but I can tell you it's just based on the radar signature here. This is velocity. There is some decent rotation there running up along Division Street south of Highway 13, just towards the east of Palatka. Here in about 20 minutes, this is going to be crossing over Highway 1 and 95. If you know anybody, if you're watching, you're in this field right in here, you want to be getting to your safe place now. I know if you're watching here on NBC, you got golf. Of course, you want to watch that golf. I get it. But we want to keep you guys safe. So if you are watching, get away from windows, get to a safe place, preferably an interior room. Bathrooms work best. You got plumbing, things like that, that is reinforced into the ground. Actually, I want to zoom right in here for you. We're going to time this out. So moving right by Roy, pushing off towards the east-northeast here. We're talking about next 10, 20 minutes. That's kind of the track this is going to be taking as it moves there, crossing Highway 1 and 95. This is in place once again until 2:15 p.m. So if you're watching on NBC, I know you want to get back to your golf. If you're out in Jacksonville, it's not impacting you directly right now. Switch over to ABC. We're going to have continued live coverage. So just flip your channel over. I'm going to continue to talk to you guys about this tornado warning out here on ABC. All right. So still moving off here towards the east. Here's the other deal. This is kind of on the tail end of this longer cell that's stretching all the way back towards Butler Beach as well. And I almost guarantee you, just based on the way this is kind of set up, and you can see almost a little bit of a bend there, we got a decent gust front out ahead of this. So let's say you're east of Hastings, maybe traveling south on 95, or you know anybody that's traveling south on 95 away from St. Augustine, they are going to hit some gusty conditions with this for sure. It definitely winds, could be upwards about 30, maybe closer to 50 miles per hour at times. So you don't have to be directly in that polygon to be getting the worst of this. All right, so this from the National Weather Service. This is still in place until 2:15 p.m. At 1:58, it was moving located near San Mateo or over East Palatka, and it's moving at 20 miles per hour. The storm has weakened a bit, and that's great news. So the National Weather Service is saying at this time it has weakened a little bit. Let me get this off the screen here. This is what we're talking about. So I was mentioning this just a few moments ago. When I first came on air here about 15 minutes ago, this was a very tight circulation rate in here, and it still is. But we're seeing a lot more of this red. So it's telling me this is kind of spread out a little bit. We might be getting a little bit of dry air mixed into there, a little bit more turbulence. So overall, that tight circulation based on radar it's not there as much as it was, say, 15 minutes ago. Now, don't let your guard down. This is just good news. Based on the information I'm seeing here right now, it looks like the National Weather Service agrees. This is good news, but there still is rotation there. Now, the other good news is I haven't seen any reports of damage yet. I mean, this is still evolving. We just came on air here 15 minutes ago, so of course, and we might not have reports just yet, but what I can tell you is based on radar, the cloud is still rotating just a bit. This is the other thing. This is pretty far away from the radar site. It's coming all the way from the airport up in Jacksonville. So this is not really showing me directly what is at the surface. It's elevated just a little bit. And that means even though this is indicating rotation, it's actually probably about a few thousand feet above our heads. But that rotation can propagate down to the ground, which is why keeping you guys safe here. That's the key thing. That's why we break into this coverage, right? That's why we do have a tornado warning in place. Moving there just towards the south, Hastings, East Palatka. So I'm going to step off screen here. I'm going to walk back over here. We're going to talk about this. All right, I'm going to zoom right in to street level. Give you an idea of where this is moving over right now. So we got Roy. Let's zoom right in. West Deep Creek Boulevard over towards Palatka Boulevard. I mean, this has just been running right along Division Street, Palatka Boulevard. And this is the thing that scares me. Not scares me, but just something that, you know, it is noteworthy. This area down here towards the south of that, that's a lot of wooded. So this is coming in out of the woods. So let's say you're watching from this area and you're trying to look south at this. You're not going to see if there is a funnel cloud coming. This is moving about 20, 30 miles per hour. It's wrapped up in rain. It could surprise you. So let's zoom right back in there. So you're on Palatka Boulevard, Cedar Ford Boulevard. You know, we're talking about East Palatka out here, Crawley Ave, Amos Ave, Milani Road. Yeah, all these areas right out ahead of it. These are the plots. If you are watching from here, you got friends or family, we want to keep them safe, right? So head indoors, get away from windows. If you're in a mobile home, I mean, this is a little bit late. It's almost last second to try to get somewhere else. But if you're well ahead of this and you have time to move, I would get more towards a reinforced structure, something that the winds can't get under if this is producing a tornado at this time. But I mean, this is still a pretty decent couplet, but the good news, just updated from the National Weather Service a few moments ago, you still say that this is still a tornado warning until 2:15 p.m., but the rotation's not as tight as it was just a few moments ago. Let's pull back the picture. There we go. So actually this is producing a lot of rainfall. I guarantee you, I can just tell by the color coded right there, that's probably up and over 2 inches of precipitation per hour. So that means they're not gonna see 2 inches. This is moving at a decent pace, but what it tells me is that there is a lot of rain coming down, reduced visibility. So this is probably going to be rain wrapped. It's not gonna be one of those pretty tornadoes that you see out in Oklahoma, Nebraska, or something like that. This is gonna be rain wrapped. So don't even think about trying to go outside and taking a picture of it or something like that, because you probably won't be able to, even if you wanted to. You wanna be inside and you want to be away from windows and you want to be in your safe place. So, you know, continue to watch here on ABC. We're going to keep you guys updated with this. I know we broke into some programming, but this is all about keeping you safe, and that's kind of where this is going, towards the east-northeast. Now, I know that you see all of this convection, all of these thunderstorms just towards the north of that, where we have that tornado warning in place right here. This isn't a joke either. This has got some heavy rainfall. I see some lightning strikes out of it, but what I'm seeing right now too is likely a gust front. So we kind of have a little bow right there. That's telling me that this is kind of pushing these winds out ahead of it. So we're gonna have some windy conditions, even if we don't have a funnel cloud in place or a tornado on the ground. So, you know, even if you're not under this mark right here, you still want to be watching out for these gusty winds. Now, this is the next thing I want to talk about. Look just towards the east of this. This is about to cross 95 here in the next few moments. In fact, if we pull towards the north, 95 is already starting to see some of this rainfall and reduced visibility already. It's going to get heavier in just a moment, but this eventually is going to cross there. And that's not where the tornado warning is in place. The 2:15 p.m. tornado warning does stop just along County Road 204. West of 95, but I'm going to continue to check back in with the National Weather Service here because they're still watching it. All right, so they actually say that that circulation will transit near US 1 and 95 between 2:15 and 2:30. So 2:15 to 2:30, the circulation is expected to continue to propagate out like that near Highway 1 and 95, right like that. So yeah, if you got any travel plans, you know anybody that is traveling south along 95 or north along 95, maybe pull over, get off the road, wait for this storm to pass. You do not want to be driving in something like this. Actually, let's pull up this radar one more time. I'm gonna zoom right in on this. I was talking about that rainfall a second ago, and this is definitely producing some pretty heavy precipitation. I mean, it's still about 1 to 1.5 inches per hour radar indicated precipitation at this time. All right, let's pull back this picture too. There's our velocity. All right, this is good news. Just based on what I'm seeing right now, because I'm here with you guys, I'm analyzing this on the fly with you, checking in with the National Weather Service, trying to go back and forth, giving you the latest information. Every time you see that sweep come by on the radar right there, that's new information to me. So we're talking about this together. And this still, it doesn't look as tight as it did 15, 20 minutes ago, and especially with all this red back towards the north here. This tells me this is kind of spreading out, so we don't have that tight concrete circulation rate in there. It's still enough to be warned on, but it's not like, it doesn't scream at me at this time. But still, I mean, if you got anybody along this road here in East Palatka under this tornado warning, heading out towards Highway 1 and 95, get to your safe place, get inside, preferably away from windows. I mean, people say, you know, hide under mattresses, stuff like that. This is the big thing, and especially in the day of social media. And you don't want to be running outside trying to take a photo of this. It happens too often. People get hurt doing that. All right, let's zoom right in. We're going to talk about this street level. I know, hey, by the way, I'm going to pull this back real quick for you. If you're out here in Jacksonville, say you're out towards Jack's Beach, Ponte Vedra, Green Cove, Lake City, you're getting a little bit of rainfall right now too. Gainesville, Keystone, you're good. You do have some passing showers. We're still going to watch you all evening. We're talking about south of St. Augustine, southeast of Palatka, south of Hastings. That's where we have this cell right here. If you're tuning in just now, we have a tornado warning in place for another 6 minutes until 2:15 p.m. And based on that circulation, they might extend it. I mean, it is weakening a bit, but there still is a bit of circulation there. So kind of give you an idea of where this is. So if you're tuning in from Jacksonville, you're looking out the window right now, you're like, I have no idea what the weatherman is talking about. This is south of you. This is south of St. Augustine. So let's zoom right in. I'm going to go street by street level here with you. So bear with me. If you're watching from this area, pay close attention. You got any friends out here? Family, pay close attention, all right? So this is moving south of Gopher Ridge, Melania Road, Amos Ave right in there. There's currently probably just on the back side of it and running along County Road 204. That's kind of where I'm seeing this move right now. So right like that is where I'm seeing that rotation on velocity. Old Brick Road as well. Got any? I mean, this is south of here. We got a lot of newer homes out here in St. Johns County as well. There are people out here, and if you guys are watching, got friends or family, make sure they are aware. That's the key thing too. We don't want anybody getting surprised by this, and this is why we do break into your regular programming to keep you posted. All right, so I just got some new information from the National Weather Service here in. It does look like this is going to expire at 2:15 p.m. So we still got that circulation in place, but in about 5 minutes, looks like the National Weather Service, based on everything I'm seeing right now, because I'm getting this information the same time you are. This literally just came in as I was talking here. They are saying that they're going to let this expire. And I mean, there we go. Let's actually loop this back just a little bit, a few frames here. All right, see how tight? I'll start it right here. I have to run back and forth to the computer, so bear with me. This was just at 1:52 p.m. So we're talking about 20 minutes ago. This was east of Palatka. Look at Yelvington. Look at that rotation. Look how dark that red is right there, how bright that green is right there. This was a clear couplet. All right, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to loop this just ahead here for you, about 10 to 15 minutes. And then we watch this go through. Look how it kind of stays tight. And then right here in the last few frames, it doesn't have that tight circulation anymore. It continues to fall apart. This is great news. Now, we still have some gusty winds out ahead of this. I'll tell you that. Let me click some of this here. I mean, oh, that's not even that bad. That's about 15, 20. Oh, there we go. There we go. Now, we're talking about 20, 30 mile per hour winds. You might even get some hitting gusts in there upwards about 40 miles per hour as well. But the good news is what I'm seeing right here, we've been talking about here together, is that it does look like that couplet's kind of falling apart a little bit. So it does look like the National Weather Service is going to let this expire in It's 2:12 right now, so in just 3 minutes as it moves off. That would be great news if it does. This continues to fall apart, because I mean, people are getting impacted here. This is definitely some messy weather. But the closer to the coast we get, and especially crossing 95 and Highway 1, get a lot more people in here. And the other thing is people just being unexpectedly caught in some of these rains. Actually, I'm showing you velocity right now. I'm going to show you what that radar actually shows, because I am sure off here towards 95 right now, they are getting walloped, actually. Yeah, right in there. So this is crossing right down 95. Let's actually pull up that rain. Oh yeah, that's about 2 to 3, and that's going to produce near zero visibility. So I'm sure we're going to get reports of some pretty nasty weather coming along 95, heading towards the south there. So hey, bear with me. If you're here on ABC, we got 2 more minutes, and then we can let you go back. As long as this expires, and it does look like the National Weather Service is going to let this expire just based on that spreading of the rotation. With that said, we still have plenty of rainfall with this. We got these thunderstorms continue to kick up. They have gusty winds. Remember, this is all still associated with, and I'm going to pull back this picture, with Tropical Depression Claudette. It was a tropical storm, now it's a tropical depression. It's actually located back here towards North Georgia. This is indirectly impacting us. We're not getting kind of that center of circulation. What we're seeing is that inflow and that instability coming in across the Big Bend area. It continues to track through. And look at this right here around the Big Bend. A lot of lightning in there right now. Some storms. So we still got a few more storms to watch here with you. So you want to check back in with us for sure at First Coast News at 6 o'clock. We're going to keep you posted with that, and we're going to have you updates on this next cell. And if we do get another tornado warning, we will sure be breaking in here, giving you the latest information. So it's 2:14. This still is in place until 1 more minute. If you're tuning in right now, we've been talking about this for about a half an hour. Thanks for sticking with me if you've been here the whole time. You can see how we kind of analyze these storms on the fly. There is still, I mean, there we go, one more time with the velocity. There is still some slight rotation in there, but it must not be enough for them to warrant to keep it going past 2:15. So let's pull this up. There it goes. It's gone. All right. So yeah, if you guys in my ear want to just give me a shout if you want to keep talking here. The big thing right now, though, is we still have plenty of showers in our area. We're going to have on and off precipitation through the next few hours, but our tornado warning has expired here at 2:15 p.m. So we no longer have that in place. I'll be back here at 6 o'clock. First Coast News at 6 and 6:30. We're going to keep you guys posted. Do have another sell-off towards our west, but the good news, that's scooting on by. We got improving conditions behind it. So thanks for sticking with me here. Hope everybody's safe. If you've got any damage reports or anything like that, shoot us a message. Also shoot your National Weather Service a message, and help out your neighbor if there is any damage. Hopefully there isn't. And stay safe out there. Thanks for watching this update.
This has been a severe weather update from the First Coast News weather team. Download the First Coast News app for live weather updates anytime.